Great morning, guys. Let me get some shout outs. Great morning, Tiger. Great morning, Alexis. Great morning, Anthony King. Great morning, Alara. Great morning. Great morning. Great morning, Danielle. Great morning, Joseph. Kevin, I'm getting you in here right now. Reginald. Great morning, LaQuita. Great morning, Kimberly. Great morning, Amir. Great morning, Maria. Great morning, Tiffany. Let me get you in here, darling. Got more joining. It's 5 minutes after game. You guys know what happens after 5 minutes, right? We get started. All right, so this is our 7 a.m. call. This is our leadership call. So hopefully you got a student mindset ready, a pen and paper ready, right? Because now we're going to pass the ball along to the leadership team where they're going to bring value this morning. So without further ado, I want to make sure here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, we're going to start as we always do with talent acquisition, Charlene McCamary. Mommy, what you putting down for us this morning?
Great morning, everyone. Great morning. So good to see you all again. I love our meetings on Wednesday morning. Now, this morning, of course, everyone knows I'm talent acquisition. I was looking to see if I had any newer people here, but I think everybody's at least been on 1 or 2 meetings so far, as I can see, and I'm glad to keep coming back, keep learning, keep growing. That's what we want to do here. This morning, I'm going to twist it up on you a little bit. I'm going to see how much you have ever really paid attention to what I say on these calls. I'm going to give you a pop quiz. So first thing, I want to see pen and paper. Hold it up. I want to see it. First part of your quiz, pen and paper. Pen and paper. I need everybody to work with me here this morning. Come on. Come on. Get up, raise up out the bed, get up off the couch. I'm looking at you. Let's see you got your pen and paper ready, because we need to come with pen and paper to all these calls. We need to have our cameras on. I got a surprise for somebody at the end of this call. You need to have your cameras on. You need to have your pen and paper. So those who would work with me, the people without the cameras on, you can't participate if you don't turn the cameras on, because I don't know if you're telling me the truth or not. But I do have a surprise for somebody at the end of this call. So you got your pen and paper, you got your camera on. Those with the cameras on can participate. If you don't have your cameras on, you will not be allowed to participate. Who is the GM in your state? Does everyone know who their general manager is? I'm gonna call on somebody, Virginia. Virginia, we got Kimberly. Good morning, Kimberly. Turn your camera on, please. You're such a big force in this company. We need to see your face on these calls. Miss Kimberly, we're live and alert on this call. Okay. All right, I'll move on to someone else. Let's see who we can get that's going to participate. Alira. Great morning, Alira. I see you in the cut over there, trying to hide in the dog with your hoodie on your head.
Good morning.
Who's your general manager?
Wallace. Am I not mistaken?
Huh?
Wallace.
Good. Ding, ding, ding. You got that right. All right. Let's see. Namir, turn your camera on. Y'all not working with me this morning. We got to get together with this.
Well,
Namir, can you turn your camera on?
Oh, shit.
We do this every Wednesday morning, guys. Every Wednesday morning, it's going to be the same thing, pen and paper and cameras. Okay, we got a lot of uncooperative people this morning. I'm just going to call you out. All right. Justin, who's your general manager? You look like you're ready to say something. You're on mute.
our general I think it's Talia, right? Yeah.
You think? You've been here a long time, Justin.
No, I don't know if y'all gave something to somebody else, man, but Talia, yeah.
You're correct. Talia is the general manager for the Philadelphia area, and Crystal is the general manager for the Virginia area. So, with you knowing that who your general manager is, do you know who is your first point of contact? If you have a problem with someone in the company, if you have a problem with your tablet, if you have a problem with anything, or you just need help, who would be your first point of contact?
General manager.
Who?
A general manager.
Reginald, I want to see you in the camera. I can't see nothing but you walk. Thank you. Thank you. General manager, correct. Everyone knows the first line of defense to go to with situations is to your general manager. Okay, next question. Who do you contact for ADP?
Done. But can we all just say it or what?
You didn't answer your question. I want to get some of these other people interacting, but thank you. Okay, since Reginald has answered again, Reginald has answered 2 questions. He's good to go now. I need to hear from the newer people, some of the other people that's been with the company. Danielle, you saying something? I see you waving your hand. Turn your mic on.
Mute. I'm so sorry. I was on mute. I was gonna say Dodley.
Great. You are correct. You are correct. All right. What about BTG University? Who would you contact? I want to make sure y'all know where to go to get your information.
McDarley.
Very good, Alira. Thank you. You came out and great. I like that. I like that.
I don't know about y'all, but Walmart kicking tail. All right. I just want y'all to recognize that. We kicking tail out here.
All right, Wallace. We're gonna give you your time. How many people are there in the call center? Right now, I got Reginald to answer 2 questions. I got Alira to answer 2 questions.
It's 3 people, Miss
Yeah.
3 people, Miss Charlene, my bad. 3
Miss Tim-
people.
Correct, Anthony. Mr. King. Mr. King. Mr. King, how come you can't keep that camera on? So we can see you. This is something.
Cause I'm kind of moving around a little bit. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. How long can you go without sales to stay in this company?
A month.
No days.
I heard Justin. Reginald, what did you say?
I think it's a month. But I don't know. Nobody ever told me that.
It's 1 week now.
No, if you go
1
a
week.
without one,
All y'all be gone in 1 week. But it is, if you go to no sales for 30 days, that can be cause for termination. So to clear that up for everybody, 30 days with no sale is termination. 1 week, you will receive a notice letting you know, asking you if you need help. Can we do anything to assist you to get extra training or whatever? 2 weeks, you get a warning notice that you have been 2 weeks with no sales, and that is an employee warning, which 3 of them in 30 days can cause termination as well. And after 30 days with no sale, it is cause for termination. But that doesn't mean that you wait 30 days and on the 29th day, you pop up a sale. That's not how it works. That's not going to cover you enough. Okay. Now, one more. What is my title?
HR.
I told you this morning.
The
I
talent
told you
coordinator.
this morning.
Right?
What is it?
The talent
Talent
coordinator.
acquisition.
Oh, wow. I got more people answering that than answered anything. Well, that's the end of your pop quiz, guys. if you participated and you had your camera on, which I just marked, everyone who had cameras on and asked the questions and showed me pen and paper, I will be sending you a $10 cash app today. So I will be reaching out to those that will respond, those that want to participate. This call is all about participation and we got to get to going and keep it together. So you know who you are. I'm gonna tell you now, so everybody else know. Justin, Reginald, and Alira, and Danielle.
Lunch money.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you
Yes,
guys
sir.
have a
Thank
great day. I hope
you.
that woke you up a little bit, make you get motivated a little bit more so you can get the rest of this
Yes,
learning that the
sir.
rest of the team has for you. That's all I have for you today. I wanted to lighten the mood up a little bit and wake everybody up. So let's go.
Appreciate it.
Make sure that you guys drop some fire in the chat. I want to make sure that you guys drop fire in the chat. All right, guys. We got a hard stop at 8 a.m. this morning, so we're going to throw the ball around a little bit quicker today, right? I'm going over to the call center with LAQUITA Blake. Miss Blake, what you putting down this morning for us?
Okay. So at the moment, I'm sorry, I can't turn my camera on. But I do want to talk about making decisions. So with speaking about decisions, you guys, make the best decision for you. If it makes you uncomfortable, do it. I know this sounds very familiar because I've said it before. If it makes you uncomfortable, do it. It challenges you to grow. And we all are flowers. We all want to keep growing. We all want to make sure that we're not withering, should I say. When flowers wither, they're dying. We don't want to die. We want to keep watering ourselves with knowledge. So when it comes down to making a decision, do what's best for you, but make sure it's also the best decision. And that's all I have today.
Thank you very much for that. Absolutely. Making decisions is very important. All right, let me throw the ball over to, I want to make sure that we get Crystal Jackson down in Virginia. Fire in the chat, gang. Fire in the chat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, sit down. So this morning, I want to talk about my favorite, the gigs. So I think I'm probably sick of talking about gigs, but the gigs is what makes the most money. And right now with the promotion, with the Xbox promotion, you can make lots and lots of money. So I know you look at the board and say, well, how she keep getting all these gigs? What is she doing? Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. So with the promotion, I drive around and I look for kids. I look for kids and I look for men. Men and kids love to play games. You know, it keep them out our face, women. You know it do. So when I see them, I stop. And I go to them and I let them know that, we have a new promotion that if they get the free internet with the ACP, as long as they got assistance, they can get an Xbox headset. So first thing they might say is, what's the headset? I say, when the fellas be on the game talking junk and you think they talking to us, but they really talking, talking on the headset. I said, or you can pay $49.99, keep it on for 2 months, and you can get an Xbox console. And I showed them the value of the Xbox console. They said, well, I'd rather get the Xbox console than I'd rather get the headset. That's what I wanted them to say. Okay, what do you have right now? I got Xfinity. How much you paying? $150? $150? What service you got? Somebody told me they had a 400 over 400. Okay, well, I'm gonna get you the gig. You got food stamps. It's gonna be $49.99 with auto pay, $59.99 without, and it's still cheaper. And you'll get a game in 2 months. They sign up every time. It works. Then I talk around the kids. Because when I say game around the kids start coming around their mama. Mommy, get it, mommy. I want the game. And it works. So y'all go out there today, catch it with the kids, catch it with their boyfriend. It works every time. I did 15 sales this week, and I think out of 15 sales, I got 13 gigs. It works. I'm telling you, it worked. Try it and then hit me up. Tell me if it worked for y'all. That's all I got. Let's gig it.
In the chat, guys. Fire in the chat. Listen, you can't buy that type of passion, right? You can hear it in her voice. It's coming through her pores right now at this point. It's a big difference, right? She's turned all the way up. She isn't settling, right? She's not relying on her talent. She's going out there doing the work. She's sharing actual factual knowledge that you can take today and boost your sales. So let's make sure that we give it up for Crystal. Drop fire in the chat, guys. All right, now let's throw the ball back over to Dudley over in the call center. Great morning. What you putting down for us this morning? Yeah.
Good morning, guys. My name is Dudley Francois, call center number 1. And let's talk to, I've had a lot of questions last week. People call in a couple of days ago as well saying, a lot of people still doing the small card, and they say, oh, they don't know how to do it under OPTIX. And some people have tablet, they say they don't know how to do the OPTIX. So, at Leah Brown, you're in the call right now. Oh, you driving, you probably not even gonna pay attention.
Both hands on the wheel.
Leah Brown and Reggie, is he on there?
I'm here, bro.
Oh, yeah. So, and other people as well, you know what I'm saying? So right now, what I'm about to do, I'm about to share my screen real quick. All right.
I gotta get my tablet so we can do it together.
Yeah, man. Just doing.
Yeah, and then when I would get with you, Reggie, you gonna show me since you paying
Yeah.
attention and I'm
Driving,
driving.
yeah.
I mean, I'm paying attention, but yeah.
All right. So
Don't start your stuff this morning.
all right. So I just logged in. Reggie, you gotta hurry up, bro. Because So once you log in, I'll open the account right now. You go to new account, right? Could put, any name for now. Right. I'll put the customer name, right? Put my number. 3, all right. So instead of search account, you have to go new account. Search account is actually for the, search is actually for people that already have that account already, right? New account is when you're creating a new account. So you put the name, the customer name, phone number, and press next. And sometimes you could even put the email if you want, but boom. All right, somebody give me an address, a PA address or V, whatever it is. Somebody got somewhere that have Verizon available.
5134 Parish.
What you say?
5134
Give me that
Parish.
zip code first. Give me the zip code first.
What line? What 3 line?
Okay, 19139. Okay. 19139. Address?
5134.
5134. What is it?
Parish. PARRSH.
PARR. Okay, I see it right here. Let me screen too as well, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Other people as well. So once you put the zip code, right, and you put the address right there, it pops up. Sometimes, I've had mistakes where, people call into the call center and then the person probably forgot the zip code. Once they forget the zip code, they probably they give me some a fake zip code, and then the address, the other, the address, what happens is it's not gonna pop up because the zip code is actually wrong. So you gotta make sure you say, hey, it's not popping up, what's going on? If they really show up and they show you proof that is the address, you still put that address in and you gonna press next, and it's gonna show you, okay, hey, these are the available address that we have. So once you press next, you put the zip code, you put the address, you press next. You press next again, and right there is gonna let you know if files is available. So, all right, it's downloading. 1 minute. Sometimes it does this, right? And sometimes we have a load. So once you actually, okay, it's right there. Boom. It says, okay, files, it says match field available, files, gigabit connection. All right, guys. I can see that once you are in the tablet. So boom, now if you press next, it's very easy. Loading. Okay, so this person already have, you know, existing account already, right? So let me show you something real quick, right? Yes, so a lot of times you actually doing an order, that's see where it says that it's saying $99 installation fee. So a lot of people still have question about that. Some people be seeing it at the end of the order. It says, okay, hey, $100 something with the internet included. They be asking, damn, you want to pay that? You have to pay that? No. So remember, we actually use, I could hear myself. Well, I'm hear myself. Listen to me, everybody.
Kelly, it's getting difficult to hear you.
There's like an echo. Maybe you have two devices.
Can you mute everybody? I think everybody's on. I mean, the mic is on, open. All right. Am I better now?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Like I was saying, somebody, some people will be asking questions like, okay, hey, why the 99 installation fee is showing at the end of the bill? Like when we say, okay, with your order, it's showing $100 something, right? What happens is, you know, since we don't do no smart card no more, right? We do not waive no more installation fee, right? We could actually do the order to the smart card. All right. I mean, not to the smart card, to the optics, right? Once, as soon as you actually, you know, press next and you do what you gotta do, this is gonna load up. It's not gonna show that it says, okay, it's an account for, you know, Denise. You can say, okay, the person already have Verizon, but you know, once they don't have Verizon, what's gonna happen is it's gonna load up for you and then give you the, you know, cable choices, like, you know, and the internet, you know, all you have to do is pick it. But if you didn't do a smart card, like I said, it's gonna show the 99 installation fee, right? And what you have to know is that, okay, hey, if the person have to actually apply the ACP, all right? If they don't apply the ACP, what's gonna happen? They're gonna have to pay that $100 something, the installation fee plus the, you know, the price, the, like, you know, the $59.99 every single month. All right. So anybody have a question? Reggie, you look lost, bro.
I just want to make a correction. That $99 fee is not every month. That's a one-time fee.
Yeah, one time fee, yes. Thank you, man. Thank you, Quincy. Reggie, you look lost, man. Anybody have a question?
Can't they put the 99 fee in increments?
What you said, bro?
Can't they arrange to do the 99 fee in increments?
Like what you mean? Like can they pay like
make set up like certain type of payments for $20 a month to work it off?
I'm not sure. I think they used to have that. Quincy, what do we still have that?
Absolutely, right? They'll break it up over the course of the first 3 months. It'll be like 33, 33, 33. Let's not forget though that it is waived. If they got ACP, it is waived. They just will see it on that first month bill, allow 2 months for it to take effect, right? So great question. Thank you, Justin. Come on with it, guys.
All right, Dudley. I ain't lost no more. Because you said I look lost. I was thinking about yesterday. I had signed somebody up. It said 99, but it said wave. It said it right there in my face. So I don't know. Like, I went too fast.
You did not do the small card. No, it was just showing 59.99, right?
Yeah.
And you did not do the small card. I did the optics for you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so most of the time it's because like they had Verizon at the building already. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they have something called win back customer. You know what I'm saying? You get the bank and they actually don't have to pay the 99 installation fee.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Anybody else have a question? Leah, I think you got a question, no? No, okay, I bet. So yes, so that's all for me.
Question. If you can hear me, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah,
For
talk.
99, if we do it through optics, it may show that 99 at the bottom. Now, if I am doing an ACP customer, you're saying that can like show on the second bill that's off once it's waived? Is that correct? Is that what I'm understanding here?
So the thing is, say that one more time.
Okay, so I think it was Quincy just said that it'll show that because it's ACP. Like I have a customer this morning where the fee was waived because of ACP, but you're saying that can show up on the second bill as the installation's on there. Now, if they're putting their ACP as soon as the install is done, because that's the way I've been doing my installs, making sure they're ready to do ACP as soon as those people leave the house. That'll show up on the second bill though, still, even though ACP is in effect, or does it show up like it's due? Where I guess my question is, if it's showing up as due for 2 months and they don't pay that, knowing that it's going to be waived on that second month, will Verizon won't like cut off their service, or there won't be any interruption in that 2 months before it's waived? Or
if they don't apply the ACP within like as soon as they get installed, what's gonna happen? You say like as in like let's say it's 2 months, they're gonna cut off the internet within 2 months. If they don't apply the ACP, and then they don't pay the installation fee, and they don't pay the internet, and they don't apply the ACP. So
no, saying if it's like I make sure my people as soon as it's installed, they're like on the phone with the ACP, or they're online with the link immediately. So will that still show up on 2 months, or does that take 2 months to take effect, or how does that work?
now within the first month. So I'm for the installation fee, that's the new thing. So I'm not sure if it's gonna show up in the second month, but I'm not sure if anybody had their bill yet. Like, anybody that say where it says 99 installation fee, and it show up. Let's say if they apply the ACP and the first one, I'm not sure if it still show up. What you think, Quincy? I'm not sure.
Yeah, first off, great question. And I just want to answer it in 2 ways, right? First off, with our paperwork and with our verbiage and what they communicate to us is that it can allow 2 months for it to make sure that it waives that installation fee. Now I want to throw the ball around, and I want to see if anybody got any actual data, meaning a client that they have signed up, that they didn't go through the smart card, and did it take effect? Does anyone have any data?
I do, like I've heard, and I've also seen, like people next to me when they're applying with their customer, it doesn't show the $99 and it just shows the $59.99, and then it, whether it's waived when they apply the ACP or not, it will say the $0, but it doesn't show the installation fee.
God is good.
Okay, and that's that's just through optics, because that's what I'll be using.
I had a situation. I've had customers, they apply their ACP code right away, and sometimes they get a first bill. And then, because they say at the ACP department that it takes 1 to 2 billing cycles, sometimes the customer has had to pay their first bill, and then they say they return their money once the ACP code is running through the system. It could take 1 to 2 months. So I've had customers that had to pay a first bill of $59.99, and then they get that money reimbursed in the form that they paid. If they used a credit card or a money order or whatnot, they'll send them the money back afterwards. I don't know why, because to me, it was a little backwards, but they said that's what they did. And then I had another situation where a customer, I waived their installation fee, but between her and her husband. She wanted to get it in her husband's name first. This is an example, right? And then came to the realization he had a phone from the government. So it was more important to keep the phone for her. So then they went and disconnect to have it put in her name. And they were charged because they disconnected without being 60 days. They were charged a $99 installation fee for the technician coming out to install the service. So if they disconnect within the first 60 days, I know for sure they sometimes do have to pay that technician fee, which now they're saying that $99.99 is the technician fee, not the installation fee when you call Verizon. So just, it all depends.
No, very good. And that's correct. By the way, guys, they waive it for what's called new acquisition customers, right? Once you actually get installed, you're no longer a new acquisition customer. And especially if they can detect, right, that there are services there and you, for some reason, you're getting new services inside of your husband name, then that's not a new acquisition customer. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, that $99 is for those new acquisition customers. You're coming over to Verizon for the first time, seemingly, right? You're a new acquisition customer. That's why you get new acquisition promotions. Which promotion time? I want to make sure, by show of hands, how many of you guys are enjoying this promotion? Virtually or with your cameras on?
Yes.
Is this the best promotion that we've had all year? For those of you that's been with us longer, is this the best promotion that we've had thus far?
Nah, I believe so.
Krista said yes. Joseph said
Yes.
The key players, hey, the key players telling me yes. What's going down? Talk to me. Who else said yes? Is that Maria?
Yes, because there used to just be from what I remember, the $50 Verizon gift card. Now they have two options, either a $50 Home Depot, where if they need things for their house, they can get it. And now the headset for the gamers and stuff.
Best promotion ever is what you're saying. Better than Amazon Prime for a whole year.
And they still can get the Verizon gift card.
Oh, God is good.
The Verizon gift card is still on there.
God is good. You guys, for those of you guys that have worked this program before, you know that Verizon they pull out all the stops sometimes. I've been with Verizon, they've gave away TVs, they've gave away mini laptop computers, they've gave away surround sound systems. You know, it gets pretty lucrative. And I just always like to see exactly what the feedback is from the field so that we can let them know. So great job there. All right, gang, any other questions on this? All right, what a great time to be marketing for Verizon. ACP is literally waiving balances, right? Crystal had a client earlier this week here, right? $10,000 she owed.
Yeah.
Amazing. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Wow.
Is that right?
Someone owed $10,000.
Yeah.
To Verizon. Yes. What a great time to be alive. What a great time to be marketing for Verizon Fios. Deposits, previous balances, you know, homes with holes on the account for different fraudulent activities. Actually able to help the people that actually need helping. Right? Then some. So great job there. All right, guys, drop some fire in the chat for Dudley. Thank you for getting some discourse going, making sure that we exercise our minds this morning. So thank you, Dudley.
Quincy, if I didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking, but you I can't remember who said it. One of you briefly said that for, I guess it's the win back, that there would be no installation fee. I'm setting my customer up with a gig this morning, and one of the Fios TV plans, I'm not really sure which one yet, but the Spotlight, I think is what we're going to do. I just wanted to get a clear understanding of what all is included on that Spotlight, because I don't really have a breakdown of that particular one. And also, if they were with, he was with Verizon before, he has a zero balance that was paid off, but I guess the bill started getting higher and higher and higher. At that time, this person was not eligible for ACP, but now is, and is with Xfinity. Is not happy. I mean, you're looking at like a $250 bill every month for just cable and internet. Now is eligible for ACP. So wants to return back to Verizon because of the fact that our ACP deals are so great. So it's going to be a gig and possibly the Showtime package. So I guess I have two questions. So now with his zero balance, doesn't know Verizon anything, took care of the bill before canceling and going to Xfinity. So now would he be also not just with ACP, but also under the win back as a no installation fee?
Okay, ask the question again.
Okay, so I have a customer I'll be back this morning for a gig, and probably the Spotlight package. And I guess my question is, being it's going to be a win back because he's coming back to Fios from Xfinity, zero balance, doesn't know Verizon anything. But so I just have in my notes as I've been taking, it says no installation fee with the win back. Is that correct?
Absolutely, but that's pertaining to the internet.
Okay, yes, I'm doing a gig on the internet. Okay. And then I guess also now he is eligible for ACP where he was not the last time he was with Fios. So now that bill is going to drop dramatically. We're cutting his bill in half, going from Xfinity to now with the ACP back to Verizon. So I just wanted to see like if, so all the way around, he's not going to have an installation fee, but may incur a $99 fee within that 2 months that could be, you know, put back on his account once the ACP takes effect. That's what I'm getting so far, correct?
I want to keep it simple for you. If they're getting the gig, they don't have an installation fee, no.
Period, right, okay. That's what I just want to make sure. And also, is it my understanding that the Spotlight package is newer? And I'm just trying to get an understanding of what all is included in that.
Absolutely. So great job. What I'm doing right now is I'm pulling up OPTIX for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something really quickly. By the way, you haven't earned your tablet yet. I don't know what you're waiting on, but let's get to it.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to share my screen with you guys really quickly here because I want to be able to pull up an account. And I want to show you guys how you can always get to the packages.
Okay.
You got your customer's address?
I do.
Yeah. What's the zip code?
23222.
23222. Address?
1517 Milton Street.
Milton.
Correct.
Populate, guys, Milton Street there, and I hit next. And I hit next again. I let it populate. It's gonna do a spinning balls thing. Let it be. All right, lets me know that Fios is available. By the time you do earn your tablet, you're gonna be a pro.
Good.
You're a pro.
Sure.
Because you haven't missed a call yet since you've been at this company here, and that's what I call close to the fire. You're asking questions. Great job.
Thank you.
You see where it says, welcome back, special offer may be available for returning customers, same occupant, IONT. Right, so they get special offers. They get a promotion, what's called a win back promotion.
Okay.
That means that at some point, someone had us there.
Hey, Quincy, I got a question real quick, right?
Yes, sir, while we're waiting.
So for them to activate their game consoles and whatever like promotions they getting, they gotta download the account and it automatically activates, or they gotta do something in the account
via email. After 65 days, they're gonna receive via email the redeeming offer or the redeeming email.
what if they miss the email and don't pay attention to it? Well, why would you? But what if they forget or something?
They're gonna need to call up to Verizon and arm wrestle. Yeah.
So so after 60 days, because I know it says 65 days that they'll receive a situation. So after 60 or 65.
I said 65.
Oh, my fault. I thought you said 60. All right.
It's not coming up.
I'm thinking I have a calendar for mine. I don't know if this will help, but for all my installs, and I actually 2 days before the install, I'll do a circle to remind me to let them know, give them the link for the ACP so they're ready for it. And a reminder, hey, we're still coming out there on this day. But then once the install is complete, if you look at your calendar and go 60 days out and maybe leave a little note on that day to remind this certain customer that keep an eye on their email because they should be getting their redeem email soon. And that way, maybe just give them a heads up to keep an eye out for the next few days. So that's probably how I'm going to handle that. That helps.
Definitely a good tip, right? But I can tell you this. Right, you definitely want to make sure that you develop a system, much like what Danielle is saying, something that makes it easy for you. Systems allow you to do more and think less, guys. Right? You're gonna have to do more, and you're gonna have to think less. It is bigger than just signing up your customer and walking away thinking that you made money.
Yeah.
Not. You haven't made money until they do what?
Install.
They have to install, and by the way, they have to stay installed. So obviously, you have to follow through with all of your promises. All right, now to get back to your question, right? I just pulled it up inside of OPTIX here. Here are all our TV offers. By the way, I got to check to see if it's available inside of Bridge the Gap University. Maybe that update hasn't been added, but I will make sure that update is added. Or can someone tell me if we've updated File Spotlight inside of the Bridge the Gap University?
I don't remember seeing it, but I could. That's a lot. I can't remember everything, but I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, refer to Bridge the Gap University because it's possibly in there, right? But I want you to take a look at something. You haven't earned a tablet yet, but once you do, it is here, guys. I want you guys to make sure and take notice of this right here. Now, if you were going to commit to selling television services, one of the things that you want to do is you want to jump on Verizon.com and you want to download the channel guide. You want to go to Bridge the Gap University and download the channel guide, right? It's inside of there, the channel guide. And when you download it, if Spio Spotlight is not there, then allow us the time to get it on there. We'll make sure that it gets on there. But you can always go to Verizon.com and get our questions answered. Do not go out and sell a service that you don't know nothing about. It's very misleading, right? It is not the right thing to do. So let's take a look here. And if you need to, you screenshot this, Danielle. While the screen is up right now. This is a lesser package that provides customers with a few channels that are that I would say is more focused, right? So you get the BET, you get the CNN, you get Nickelodeon for the kids. So it's a good family package, and you also get one movie channel. That movie channel was Showtime. I'm not sure what shows on Showtime right now, but you know, when you guys are on the street, you guys know the language that your customers speak. You know, they might say Game of Thrones, and maybe you know that that's HBO. Right?
Yeah.
Hey Quincy, if you go into, you know how we used to do the smart cart, right? And you put the when you check addresses, so when you go order now, or go to the next screen, if you hit details on whatever, when you go to TV and hit details, it gives you the actual amount of channels you getting and what's included when you hit details on everything. Just like if you hit details on the internet packages, it gives you everything that's within that package. Just like if you go on there and hit details, if you know, when I did have the board, you notice it has like 520 channels, 300 in HD. So you can actually give it a more precise of these channels will be in HD. So it gives it to you when you hit details. Everybody know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Verizon.com, guys. We can go to Verizon.com and make sure we look up that information, details, much like we can go right here and hit details. It'll take us to Verizon.com.
I'm just saying for those who don't have a tablet, you know what I'm saying, that can do that part. If you could just go and like you're doing a smart cart and then hit details and it shows you all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I said. So We're gonna hit details here.
Nice.
Files TV, and then you pull it up. But please make sure that, Danielle, make me a promise that you're gonna commit to learning the television packages, you know, so that you can become a television machine, because inside of Walmart's, people are gonna want television as well as internet.
Mm-hmm. You have my commitment. I'm trying to make as much money and help as many people as I can here.
Excuse me. I'm just speaking on Alira's behalf. This is her boyfriend. She's not feeling well. She's over here like curled up holding her stomach. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's why she's not in the camera. She's I'm not gonna. She's having female issues. So just put it like that.
No worries. Thank you. You guys can go on mute.
Hey, Quincy, I got a question that's off the topic a little bit. What's the difference between ACP application and Lifeline application when they filling it out?
Tell me, say it one more time.
What's the difference between, you know, when they doing the ACP to get the application ID number, what's the difference between Lifeline application and ACP application?
That is a great question here. Anybody want to take that, or should I? I want to hear from the general managers.
Yes, the Lifeline is phones. And ACP is home service.
But back in the days, we used to be able to use the Q code, which is a Lifeline code, even to
And you
apply.
can still code. You can still use the Q code because sometimes the Q code pop up. But when that Q code pop up, that means they already have services with someone, which means they already got a phone or they already got a tablet. So when you install their internet, they're going to lose their phone service.
Yes.
That's not necessarily true, because when I used to be on a phone call with some of my clients, and the actual ACP lady would tell them in order for them to keep their phone, they will have to switch their because sometimes they had the same B number, and she would tell them, or the person would tell them they have to switch to the Q number, and that way they can use both services. They use the phone and have the internet. I heard this several times from the ACP people at Verizon.
Yeah, you're right, Shaq.
I only heard that they can only have one government device, because they give three things: the tablet, the phone, and the Wi-Fi, and they can't have more than one. So I've heard they can only keep one device. Either they're gonna make a choice between that phone or that Wi-Fi.
Well, you can't have the tablet and the Wi-Fi, but you got the phone and the Wi-Fi. The tablet cuts the Wi-Fi off at the house.
Well, maybe that's
I did
but in VA, anybody that got a phone and then tried to get a tablet or internet, they got disconnected.
Likewise over here, I've experienced that. People have called me back and they were like, "Oh, the phone got caught," and I'm like, "You never mentioned about having a government phone." So now I tell my customers, if you have phone, you can have either a phone, a tablet, or Wi-Fi. But if you get the Wi-Fi, you cannot then go and get a phone, because they'll take the code and apply it to that device, and then Verizon will generate a bill. So I don't know. I'm a little confused.
No, that does happen, but that's when their numbers collide. If they have the AC, if they have a phone and they try to get the internet with the ACP, which is the B number, then yes, one of those are going to get clipped. They can't be the same numbers. They can't coexist at the same time. So you allowed to have a foot, just like some of the people that ACP do the phone people do the same thing. They tell them that they can have a phone and a tablet, which they are allowed to have a cell phone and a tablet. I'm living proof. I have the internet and I have a government phone.
Yeah, you're right.
And nothing is clipped. And I've heard several times from Verizon ACP department that they can because they already was, the ACP was already active. Once you're in the system, you have a Q number. Most times you have a Q number and a B number. And
can't have more than one application though. That would be like a duplicate of application with the applicant's information. So that I don't know nothing about that. I'm like thrown off right now.
Hey, let me try to help. I think maybe Justin question was, and let me just make sure. Justin question was, what's the difference between Lifeline and ACP? That was the original question, right? Did we answer the question?
Nope.
I did.
Yeah, I believe you did. All right, but let me firm that up. So Lifeline has been in existence for a very long time. Lifeline was pertaining to the phone. And then obviously they started giving additional minutes away. I mean, it was only for a certain allotted minutes. Then they started giving away more minutes. Then they started giving away an actual phone. Then they started actually giving away phone and internet with the phone, right? You would get like a few 300 megabits or whatever. And then you got these companies that do it. Lifeline, it's been in existence for a very long time. ACP just started as of last November as a part of the CARES Act, over $3 billion, right? President Biden allotted for just specifically home internet. Now, where they cross at is that obviously you can apply your ACP to your cell phone provider, and as well as on the free phones, right? They'll couple that together, give you unlimited internet on a phone that was only supposed to give you an allotted amount of internet. Now, where it gets crossed at is that it's pretty much the same thing. It's all government, right? So when you put in and you actually access, that's why you need to access ACP, right? Which is, at first it's like the same application, and then it goes off into ACP, making sure that you get that transaction ID. But what I'm seeing is that you can definitely have the phone services, right? The cell phone services, that free government cell phone. And then I've seen where it turns off the additional internet that they had, because sometimes they'll have the cell phone, plus they'll have their ACP applied to their cell phone, giving them unlimited internet on their government cell phone, okay? And then if they move their ACP over to the house, then obviously they got the free internet at the house, and then they still got their cell phone. And then it still gives them allotted internet. Sometimes it turns the internet fully off, I've seen as well. One of the things that we got to do is we got to be the experts here. I can tell you that because a lot of the times they don't know. I've seen people walking around with 3 phones, 3 tablets. I've seen people literally set and get, more than 1 tablet in their name with 2 different carriers, right? While I'm in the field and I'm selling internet. The problem with this thing is that, it is a government program, and a lot of people know a lot of loopholes. We just got to be careful and know what to do and what not to do in order to get our money and keep our money. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to talk about some best business practices in order to get our money and keep our money, because we're looking at ACP. I can't look at what everybody else doing. The only time, if you're doing that, you're watching somebody else's pockets to me, right? I want to look at the fact that, hey, do you need home internet? I want to ask them right up front, hey, by the way, do you plan on getting a cell phone inside of your name within the next 60 days here? Okay. Okay, you already got a cell phone inside your name? Okay, good. Now, this could affect that. Do you use your internet on your phone? Okay, good to go. Because the minutes should still be there. That's Lifeline, is the minutes to call in. Okay, so that's a good business practice there. Do anyone have any others or any questions on what I just said? Come on with it. Come on with it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I feel like you're right. Like I'm trying to, I really believe in my product, in my company, and I'm trying, to help people with my service. I'm trying to be focusing on Wi-Fi and what I have to give away for them. So that's what I'm focusing on.
Because yesterday I had a customer and he had a cell phone, but he had it on through the ACP program, and I asked him, was that his only working phone? And he said yes. I asked him, did he need his phone? And he said yes. I said, can't do both. And he said he wanted his phone because he was sick, so nobody lived with him, so he needed his phone. So I didn't give him service. But if I can find out what Anthony said is actual, factual, and correct, I will probably go back there. But at this point, I know he needs his phone. His phone is more important than the internet is to him right now. And I don't want to just take nobody's service, just give a customer some just to get money, because that's not cool.
Hey, Crystal, the customer that I just had, the wife that got him connected, right, got all the, she, with his approval for the Wi-Fi, she didn't know when they went to apply the ACP code, right, because they had a code already in the system, and I asked her, but for whatever reason, when they were like, oh, it shows you have a phone, she was like, yeah, my husband does. That's when she called me back and was like, oh, they're saying that if I put the ACP code on, it'll take the phone off, and my husband needs the phone. That was the reason why she had it canceled in his name, to then she figured she could put it in her name later on, she said. I was like, all right. But she said she called to apply the ACP code to the house, and they noticed that he already had a device. They told him what device he had, and she was like, no, we need the phone. He needs the phone. And she figures she can get the Wi-Fi herself later on. But that's why I'm like, I'm surprised too, because they told the customer they had to decide between the phone or the Wi-Fi for the house.
Yep, and that's all I've been getting as well is, when my phone cut off, I don't got no phone. I'm getting text messages from my customers. My phone is off. I said, did you go get new service? Some say, yeah, it's during Super Bowl. The lady called me. She said, I'm so upset. My husband upset. We can't watch the game. I said, why? My internet is off. Mind you, they got the internet for me when I first started back in September. So at this point, it's out of my hands. And I said, what did you do? She texted back 2 days later and said, I'm sorry, my husband fussing at me because I keep going to get phones every time I see a new one. So she thinking every time she see free phones, she can get one, but not knowing it's messing up her internet service.
All right, so last year I signed up my son mom in June, and I did her through Lifeline, and she applied the code. They zeroed her out. Now it had an expiration date for November. I normally tell everybody, because I wasn't sure, so I just tell them when it comes to the expiration date that you might have to just re-register and give them another application ID to keep the ball rolling. But she didn't do it, and it's 4 or 5 months after November, and her account's still zero. So I thought the expiration date mean that they had to re-register, but it's obvious that it doesn't, because hers kept rolling even after the November expiration date.
It's because when they apply their ACP code within that year, like before the expiration, like before November, that code is good for a year usually. That's how it should be. That's what I was told. And they shouldn't be calling you back or needing a new application ID. But then it's weird because I've had some that's been smooth sailings where I haven't had to get them another application ID. But I've had a couple, just like maybe I can count them in one hand, that have called me back and said that their application ID expired and they need a new one. So I walk them through and help them with that. But most of the time, if they apply it between the first 3 months, that code is good for a year. And every year is that they want a new application ID because of the renewal benefits. They want to make sure the customer still gets government benefits and they still qualify for the service.
Appreciate that.
Did that answer your question, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I just, wanted to hear, because like I said, I'm still trying to figure out all the little things that everything mean, man. So that's why I was saying, like, I'm be understanding sometimes with check Lifeline and ACP. I thought ACP was just a $30 discount is what they make it seem. Like, and that's all that come with it.
And also when you with the ACP, and we spoke about this last week, when you giving Verizon a fake code to get through real fast because you haven't sent your customer over the link, it can mess their ACP up as well when they really do apply for the real ACP code and try to give it. It can mess them up as well too. So that's why you always want to be sharp and smart and, start with the code. If the address can get it, start with the code. Let them fill out the code while you filling out the tablet or on your smart card or before you call the call center. Because they up and deactivate them as well, because they're gonna say the application is found.
Can I say something I encountered this week? I've called to have an order released this week, right? I don't know if anybody else came across this yet. And I had a CVC agent representative tell me that the code was good. They were putting it in the system, but that I had 48 hours to go into Verizon ACP consent. They told me I have 48 hours to go into this website to put in the code again so that it qualifies or is verified or whatnot. And I was like, what? Like, it threw me off because it was the first time I heard that. I guess now they want you to go an extra step. So here I'm concerned for my customer, and I'm like, don't worry, I'll come back in 48 hours. We'll go in the website and we'll make sure we put in the thing. But every time we go in the website, their website has some kind of error where it's not letting us put in the code right now. So then I'm like, okay, she's getting installed on the 20th. So I was like, I'll just make sure I'm here and we apply it. And if they give us any issues, we'll let them know their website has a glitch where it says error and it's not letting us proceed to put the ACP code. But then yesterday I had another order and I had to call CVC and I asked the agent in there, listen, I know I'm doing this one order right now, but last week, one of the agents told me that we have 48 hours to go into Verizon.com and apply the ACP consent. And she was like, oh, I haven't heard nothing of that. So I don't know if anybody else has come across that, but I was really thrown off. So I'm like thinking now they're going to have us go an extra step to verify the code and within 48 hours after we give it to them. So they don't have a hard time over there if we give them a fake code and then they have to, when the customer goes apply the real code, they have a whole issue trying to fix that in their system. So I think they're going to make us go through something extra now.
No, so basically what they say is that they let the customer know that after they get installed, they suggest 48 hours to apply the ACP. They suggest to them to put it on the website, but they can do it by calling too. So it's basically the same thing, but they're trying to let the customer know, be aware that if they don't apply the ACP after they get installed, it's not gonna work.
Yes, Maria, it's after install. It's 48 hours after install.
Oh, okay, because I've always had them installing it, apply their ACP code right away, right? The same day they're installing, then later the next one. So it just threw me off, this agent saying, oh, you have to go on the website. He gave me the website and was like, you got 48 hours. I was like, what? But they're not even installed. They're not even going to be installed till this Thursday, the 20th. So I'm like, okay, thank God. All right. So
because we had the breakdown link, like, like this is your sales agent, like the name on it, put their name on it, the ACP code, the installation, and the Virginia ID. And first it was a sale number, but now since every time I call, they say be sure to have your customer apply their code 48 hours after installation. That with the link that you said, so I changed it and put the link instead of the phone number. And at the bottom of it, in big letters, it said, do not get any tablets or phones within the 90 days of service. So that's the whole link that, and I can send you one if you don't have it. So all you do is copy and paste it to all your customers with your name, their name as the sales agent, la, 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 la. But it's 48 hours after they are installed.
No, all right. I just did a sale on Saturday and they don't get installed till like the Friday. And the lady told me the same thing that Wichicom just said, that 48 hours. And she told me that they can apply it on Tuesday. So I'm thinking she said 48 hours after I put that order through. That's what she told me on Saturday. And I'm like, they don't get installed till Friday. And
you won't be able
48
to.
hours after
it's not in the system. They don't have.
You won't be able to. I tried it,
right.
and it says there's an error. I was going crazy thinking like I can't have this customer.
Yeah, she told me that too. I was told that same thing. Like, I'm like, I thought they gotta wait until after. They was like, no, well, it's just 48 hours after this, so on Tuesday. So I'm like, all right, but she don't get installed till Friday. And I was confused on that too, but I still just went on and told them it's probably best to just call Verizon on the day of install, man, because I ain't
on
understand
Friday. She telling you Tuesday because that's really 48 hours because they close.
Well, yeah, 48 hours. Oh,
the next Tuesday after.
All right, I wasn't looking at the following Tuesday. I was looking at this Tuesday.
72 hours.
Guys,
yeah, they threw me off too. I understand. It was like a little like what? Curveball.
Yeah, that's exactly why we meet on a weekly basis, guys, because I want to know exactly what's new out there. You guys know that we don't get our communication through a call center. you know, I think that we have better communication because we're out here actually in the field doing it on a daily basis. And to the best of my knowledge, ACP is applied after they actually have internet service, not before they have internet service. Now, there could be some upgrades down the line that's coming, but as of right now, they have to actually have an internet service provider for the government to pay for their internet service, not the other way around. And that would assume that they will be paying for service before they even get installed. And I can't imagine why they would do that. Because again, you know, things happen, right? Installation dates don't stay the same sometimes. Customers miss their installation date and now they've applied an ACP to an account that's not actually active. Doesn't seem legit to me. And obviously we know we're dealing with the call center agents up at Verizon. You know, they come in, they get $1 per mount per hour. There's maybe a sheet of paper that's sitting there on their desk, right? And then they're supposed to read it before they actually jump on the call center. But you know, what do? We just kind of say, same as yesterday, cool in the game. We pick up the next phone call. And then before you know it, you're on the phone with a guy like Anthony Sharp, whatever he, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you feel like he want to hear or don't want to hear. And then, you know, it creates confusion. But Anthony Sharp knows that he's been doing this long enough, right? He knows when something is a miss, a ride, run a struck, run a, you know what I'm saying? They know when you're running amok on you. It's like, nah, I don't like this, right? You got one of the two options. You can call back, you can hang up, get a new representative, or you can take it as a grain of salt, bring it to this call right here, and then we dissect it, we break it down all together like we're doing right now. You know, I like both options, to be totally honest with you. Either way it go, you guys are the FiOS experts. You guys are the ACP experts, right? Because you're doing it day in and day out. There's nobody that you can call up at that call center that has more knowledge about ACP than you guys, right? So something big like that, a change in the process, will definitely come from Verizon. You'll see us actually hold a call on it. We'll possibly even hear from Verizon on it, like normal. Great questions, guys. All right, we got a hard stop at 8:15, so I want to make sure that, do you have any other questions?
Quincy, I got two questions. One question is, did anybody does anybody apply to ACP by the internet instead of by the phone? Because I heard that in the meeting, but nobody talks about it and nobody seems to have done it.
I will tell you that that came by way of Verizon. They communicated that to us nationwide. Now, at this point, the ACP is able to be applied via online. Now, do we have any actual real life experience? Anyone?
Nobody's done it to my knowledge. I asked a couple of times.
All right, gang. Let me ask you guys, are you guys aware of this, that you can go online and do it right at verizon.com, or do we need to get the link out? I just want to understand, what's the blockage here? Why haven't we tried it?
I'm going to try it today because I have a customer that got installed yesterday, and I know it's verizon.com/ACP consent. And I tried before when they told me the 48 hours, but I couldn't because they weren't even installed yet. So I'm going to give it a try today and see if I
Maria,
can
I'm
get.
gonna send you a link.
Thank you, Crystal.
No problem.
Good. Let's not get blocked here, right? We have to move with our cheese, and we got to move fast. The money is going to go to the person who can move with their cheese the fastest. If you've ever read that book, Who Moved My Cheese, it's all about change. And the faster you change, the better you're actually able to become first. You become first, it's more money than being first. Okay. So let's not hesitate to utilize that link, because Verizon said that it is up and running. If there is any feedback that you guys can provide us, provide that feedback.
I do have a question. This is about the because I do like these promotions. I think these promotions are good. Even though I haven't sold any yet, I was close, but I ain't making. Now these promotions, like if I gave away the 1 gig, now I've read it, but I just want to make sure I understand it. Do they get the council and the $200 gift card, the $200 Home Depot gift card, and the 6-month Disney Plus? Is all that in the same thing?
First off, this is the last question. So I want to make sure that I want to hear what you guys think. Do you get both, or do you just get one promotion?
Who get one promotion? Well, you get 2 with the 1 gig. Yesterday I did a gig, got the console, and I got the Disney bundle.
Okay. So the Disney bundle is not the lead offer, right? When you talk about the lead offer, you got two lead offers. One is the game console, right? And then of course you get the Home Depot. Those are the two lead offers. Then of course you got little offers underneath that as well, right? Especially if you add on the television service, you can get an additional card as well. What you got to do is you guys got to go back inside of Bridge the Gap. You guys got to go back inside of our Telegram group. You have to open it up, right? You have to look at the promotions. You just look straight down, right? For the scenario, it shows you the gig. It shows you right underneath that what they can get, or an and, right? But it's only one lead offer, and that lead offer is that console or the $200 card.
Oh,
Chrissy,
Okay, and then you got other promotions that you can that are stackable. Yes, Reggie.
I got a question. Y'all said console. I see headset. So they got the console too as well, or it's just the headset?
No, it's about which package you get. We got tiers, right? So if you get the gig, then you get in the highest tier, so you get the console.
Okay, got you.
All right, gang. I love you all. Let's get it this week. Thank you guys for joining. Let's make sure that we're on time, pen and paper, right? Ready to intake as much information as possible so that you guys can get a maximum output. All right, gang. I'll speak to you guys soon.